Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Salem. I'd like to first just thank everybody who has liked, subscribed, and commented on my first video. It really means a lot, like the world, more than anybody would know. In today's video, I'd like to be talking about the Kentucky Goblins, or the Little Men, or the Little Green Men, whatever you like to call them, whatever you've heard them be called. If you've heard this story, I don't know. It dates back to August 21st of 1955. There was 12 people, 7 children, 5 adults who had went to the Hopkinsville police station stating they had seen a flying saucer crash into a field next to this farmhouse they had been staying at that night. A few of the people that was involved, his name was O.P. Baker, John and Elmer Sutton, and Billy Ray Taylor. These little men, as they called them, not only crashed, but they had came and tried to gain entry into this home while this whole family was scared. And Billy Ray Taylor and John Sutton had fought these little, I'm going to call them goblins, these little men off for several hours, actually, with a shotgun and a pistol before they had even left to go report this incident to the police. So they get to the police station and they tell what happened. They described these creatures as monkey-like, just short, long arms, webbed hands with talons, large and bright offset eyes, and pointed ears. I do have a picture on my phone as what they described it. There's also a picture, another description of what they kind of look different. I don't know if you can see very well. This one's kind of harder to see, but I feel like the gist is there. Also, while I'm on my phone, here is a picture of the brothers and O.P. Baker. Okay, so the first picture I had showed you, and I am in my notes, embarrassingly, the first picture I showed you was drawn by Larry Hill, the Evansville Press artist, and that picture was printed out after the first reports, along with the first reports in the newspaper. And, well, so the police go to this farmhouse, right? They didn't see no markings, no evidence outside, no nothing, like, there was nothing there. But inside they did see where there was gunfire and gunshots, just evidence of that from within the house. So did it happen? I don't know. But after that incident of these little goblins, little men, they had seen, which there was 12 people who had seen them on that day in the farmhouse. So there was a bunch of copycat around the area, copycat sightings around the area. Like I said, that was in 1955. There is a documentary also I'd like to talk about called Hellier. It's on Amazon Prime. I watched a little bit of it about a month and a half ago or so. So it's kind of in my brain, and don't quote me on some of this stuff, so I'm just going by my memory. So Hellier is based on Hellier, Kentucky. I think the date or the year was around 2014, 2015. That's what I'm unsure about. And it's regarding this paranormal team who lived, I believe it was Canada, at the time. They still may, I don't know. Who kept receiving these emails, right, from this doctor. His name, he went by David. I don't know if that was his real name or if it was a stage name to protect his identity because he's a doctor. Well, from a bunch of emails he sent this team regarding these little goblins his daughter had been seeing that was very scary. It seemed like they were terrorizing this family, David's family, especially their daughter. The daughter would keep telling David that she keeps seeing these children, these very small children outside at night, tapping on her window with no hair, just running around outside, causing ruckus. Excuse me. And so eventually David did see these creatures, and he keeps reaching out to these people, and they're like, it sounds interesting. Of course, they're skeptic, believably, understandably, and they needed evidence. And so David sent these pictures in, and it was of these prints in the yard. And it was like no prints they had never seen, their friends had never seen. It was just prints nobody's ever seen before, right? And it was very descriptive, like the webbed toes, the like short webbed toes, right? And he also sent in other pictures that was very hard to see. I don't have the pictures, unfortunately, but you can always go watch the documentary. Like I said, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Hellier, based on in Hellier, Kentucky, this episode at least. And I remember seeing the pictures. It was like very, very dark, and it's very, very hard to make out, if anything at all. Even they said that. But they could sort of tell like a little head type of, like they could sort of make out something, but it still wasn't hard proof evidence, you know, of what that exact thing was. It was kind of like taunting or like playing peekaboo behind this tree, right? Like sticking its head out. So I don't know. That was obviously more recent. I guess it's 2022, so that was like in 2014, 2015, like I said. Still think that's very interesting, because that's across the state. I don't know if y'all are familiar, but I've never been to either two places anyways, but like Hopkinsville and then Hellier, like on the borderline of West Virginia. Hopkinsville is like west of Kentucky. And this is eastern Kentucky. So, I mean, that's across the state. Way two different timelines. So David did email these people before they had came, because they did end up coming, because the evidence, I felt like they was too deep into this, and it was very interesting and intriguing, nothing like they'd seen it before. And he did end up leaving and moving the home. It was just too much. Nightly getting terrorized by these little creatures, especially for his family. So he moved. And the odd thing about this is, when the paranormal team had came to Hellier, Kentucky, nobody in the town had heard of the doctor, and there was no records of this man being there or living there. They did receive an odd message from a Terry, I don't want to butcher the last name, it's like Rissell or something along those lines. That did intrigue them to keep on further researching and investigating this matter. So I haven't got that far into the documentary. Like I mentioned in my first video, I'm a mom. It's and with a toddler, a toddler, and she keeps me on my toes. It's hard to sit down to do anything, but I would like to continue to watch this documentary, and if I find something else interesting, I'd love to share that with you. I do believe, I think in this is season 1, and I think I read up that the season 2 talks about the Mothman of Somerset, Kentucky, so that'd be really cool. We'll just see how that goes. But I did just want to tell y'all about that. Do y'all believe it? I don't know. I'm pretty, like, when it comes to stuff like that, I feel like I sort of am kind of gullible, but I also, not just gullible, but I feel like anything's possible. I mean, truly. I do think anything's possible, and you really never know. It's kind of like Bigfoot, or, you know, like I said, Mothman, the Kentucky Goblins. I think anything's possible. We never know. We really never know, and I think you would have to experience that for yourself to believe it, you know. So, a part of me wants to believe it is true. It sounds a little crazy, but I find it very interesting, and for 12 people back in 1955 to come up with that story and to say they had seen this, and the police did say there was gunshot, like they could see the evidence that there was firing in the house. I believe that Billy Ray Taylor and John Sutton was in the house shooting it from outside, you know, these little goblin men. So, yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. Have y'all experienced anything like this, witnessed anything in y'all's neck of the woods, something unbelievable? You know, I'll believe you, because like I said, anything's possible. So, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And like I said, stay kind.